We have often heard that masturbating is something completely normal. But to what extent? How many times a day can you do it without being considered addicted? And what if you can't stop? Let's answer these questions and explore why you should reconsider this act, which might seem normal but hides a significant trap for your life. Before we begin, I would like to apologize for the exaggerated cover, but I needed to draw your attention to this critical 21st century issue. This habit weakens and harms both young people and adults, leaving many without the willpower to focus on more meaningful pursuits. In this discussion, you will understand what happens to your brain scientifically and philosophically, and what Stoicism can teach us about this vice. Also, remember to subscribe to our channel and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any updates. Now, let's find out. Current medicine is clear in stating that masturbation is completely normal. It is not only observed in humans but also evidenced in dogs and other mammals. However, this view of normal masturbation has not always existed. In the past, masturbation was considered immoral, especially for men, because unproductive seed production was thought to prevent reproduction. For women, it was believed that masturbation could distance them from men by allowing them to find pleasure independently. To this moral burden, a physical one was added, claiming that masturbation caused diseases, making it inadvisable to practice. Fast forward to the present. What do we know about masturbation, especially regarding men suffering from insomnia? Research indicates that masturbation induces sleep. The French Institute of Health and Medical Research concluded that the male brain deactivates sexual desire after orgasm. The cerebral cortex, the area responsible for conscious thought, essentially goes to rest once climax is achieved. This not only diminishes the desire for further sexual activity but also facilitates sleep. As a result, many men find themselves falling asleep after sexual release. But what is the problem here? While masturbation has its perceived benefits, it also hides a significant trap. If you frequent this channel, you'll know what I'm referring to. Masturbation triggers the release of dopamine in your brain. This hormone is responsible for making us feel good, providing a sense of calm, stress relief, and reward. However, it is this very mechanism that makes masturbation so pleasurable that it can lead to addiction. The Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders has classified hypersexuality disorder, which includes excessive masturbation, under the category of obsessive-compulsive disorders. This addiction can lead to mental and even familial destruction. Many individuals lose control, becoming slaves to their impulses and victims of their lack of self-regulation. This dopamine-driven behavior can spiral out of control, resulting in the compulsion to seek immediate gratification at the expense of long-term well-being. Over time, this lack of control can diminish one's ability to focus on building meaningful relationships, pursuing personal growth, or achieving career goals. The consequences extend beyond the individual, often affecting their social, emotional, and family dynamics. Philosophically, Stoicism provides valuable insights into overcoming this destructive cycle. The Stoics emphasize self-control and the cultivation of inner strength. They teach us to focus on what we can control, our thoughts, emotions, and actions while recognizing and resisting harmful impulses. By applying Stoic principles, we can reclaim our willpower, channel our energy into constructive pursuits, and find fulfillment in living according to our values rather than succumbing to fleeting pleasures. In conclusion, while modern medicine acknowledges that masturbation is a natural and normal act, its potential for addiction and its detrimental impact on mental, emotional, and social well-being should not be overlooked. The key is to cultivate balance, self-awareness, and discipline, ensuring that our actions align with our goals and values. Stoicism reminds us that true freedom lies in mastering ourselves and choosing a path that leads to lasting fulfillment. Prostitutes, sex with multiple people, and, as we discussed in a previous video, excessive consumption of pornography are ways in which a dopamine-saturated brain seeks pleasure. Pay close attention, Addiction to masturbation originates from the chemicals released in the brain. As our brain adapts to these releases, it begins to crave the stimuli that generated the pleasure. Over time, your brain will demand increasingly more dopamine to achieve the same level of satisfaction it experienced initially. This compels you to repeatedly seek ways to masturbate, creating a cycle of dependency. This issue escalates when the brain realizes the dopamine release is excessive and begins to block receptors in an attempt to regulate itself. As a result, the person may perform the act of masturbation but derive little to no satisfaction, which only deepens their frustration. Excessive masturbation to quench this insatiable hunger for pleasure mirrors the behavior of a smoker who cannot quit, someone who eats chocolate until they vomit, or even an alcoholic. At this point, you might wonder what Stoicism has to do with this. The Stoics Seneca, Marcus Aurelius, and Panaetios of Rhodes, masters of self-control and wisdom, addressed the concepts of pleasure and lust from a profound perspective. From the teachings of Epicurus to the intimate reflections of Seneca, they delved into the nature of human passions, a legacy that continues to captivate us today. For the Stoics, masturbation was not merely a pursuit of physical gratification but an opportunity to explore the boundaries of the mind and body. They considered it an exercise in self-awareness and a pathway to true freedom. In their philosophy, mastery over worldly passions and pleasures was seen as a triumph that elevated the human spirit. Epicurus argued that it is not the indulgence in pleasures but the practice of self-control that defines a virtuous individual. In this context, the ability to experience pleasure while simultaneously understanding and restraining it distinguishes someone who has achieved a higher level of self-awareness. Instead of becoming slaves to our desires, we must become their masters. Seneca, with his philosophical insight, reminds us that Stoic reflection on masturbation is not about repression but about achieving deep understanding and self-mastery. This concept translates into the ability to channel our emotions toward a journey of conscious self-exploration. The goal is not merely momentary satisfaction but rather understanding, accepting, and embracing our deepest inclinations. From the Stoic perspective, every action carries consequences, not only for ourselves but also for the natural order of the universe. When we surrender to our most intense desires, such as uncontrolled masturbation, we disrupt the harmony of nature, a balance that the Stoics valued greatly. By succumbing to compulsive behavior, we become prisoners of our desires, drifting further from true inner serenity. Compulsive masturbation can ignite an emotional whirlwind within us, often accompanied by guilt, frustration, and a sense of powerlessness. The Stoics teach us that freedom lies in mastery of our impulses, emotions, and actions. Through this lens, the act of resisting compulsive behaviors becomes more than mere discipline. It becomes a step toward aligning with nature, achieving harmony, and reclaiming our inner peace. Ultimately, Stoicism provides the tools to transform self-indulgence into self-awareness, leading to a more fulfilled and balanced existence. Shame and dissatisfaction often become constant companions for those trapped in compulsive behaviors. The Stoics teach us to manage our intense emotions through introspection and self-regulation. By consciously confronting our feelings, we can learn to handle them in a healthy and constructive way. True inner peace, according to the Stoics, is not found in fleeting pleasures but within ourselves. It lies in self-mastery and the ability to derive joy from what is simple and virtuous. Allow me to share an inspirational story. I know someone who once struggled deeply with compulsive masturbation. They sought temporary refuge and pleasure in the act but were left facing emotional turmoil afterward. Immersing themselves in Stoic teachings, they practiced self-control and self-regulation, leading to a profound transformation. Through this process, they learned to confront their desires consciously, finding true satisfaction in self-discipline. Today, they live a life of inner peace and authenticity, free from the chains of momentary cravings. True satisfaction comes from living in alignment with our deepest principles and values. When we give in to fleeting desires, we lose sight of what we truly value in life: compulsive behaviors, like excessive masturbation, can distance us from our highest purposes and lead us away from the happiness found in virtue and inner peace. Practicing meditation and mindfulness can foster the mental serenity needed to resist temptations and face emotions in a healthy way. Without self-control, these compulsions become obstacles to mental clarity, dragging us into regret and diverting us from the tranquility that moderation and self-discipline bring. Now, let me ask you, what are you doing with your life? Do you think sitting at home, watching those videos, and seeking pleasure with your hands will make you confident or successful? If you're a man, do you think wasting your time and energy on such things will attract women? Or, if you're a woman, do you think such behavior will attract men? The answer is clear: never. So, my friend, think wisely. Take a moment to reflect on your choices and their consequences. Write this in the comments: I am a powerful person. I have control over my mind. I choose to do what motivates me. I choose to do what improves me. By embracing self-discipline and aligning with your values, you can find true fulfillment. Compulsive behaviors, like excessive masturbation, create a cycle of shame and dissatisfaction that can disrupt your ability to live a fulfilled life. This struggle, as the Stoics teach us, is not merely about suppressing desires but about mastering them through introspection and self-regulation. By consciously addressing and managing our emotions, we can transform destructive habits into opportunities for personal growth. In today's world, where distractions and temptations abound, the Stoic principle of self-discipline offers a timeless solution. Start by practicing mindfulness to recognize your triggers and emotions. Replace unhealthy habits with purposeful activities that align with your values, such as exercising, pursuing creative hobbies, or setting meaningful goals. Understand that true satisfaction comes from living in accordance with your deepest principles, not from fleeting pleasures. Reflect on the story of someone who overcame similar struggles by embracing Stoic teachings. They found peace and authenticity through self-control and self-awareness. You can apply these lessons in your life by focusing on your long-term well-being instead of momentary gratification. Ask yourself, are your actions leading you closer to the life you aspire to, or are they pulling you further away? Use this insight to take control of your mind and reclaim your energy for pursuits that bring you lasting fulfillment. Remember, the key to true happiness lies in mastering your impulses and living a life guided by virtue and purpose. Take that first step today toward becoming the best version of yourself. Thanks for watching my videos. If you are looking to grow in life, don't forget to show some love by clicking the like button and subscribing. This supports the channel and allows me to continue creating content for you. Leave your thoughts or comments below. Feel free to express yourself and stay positive. See you next time.